Disclaimer: if Nintendo or Capcom or both decide to claim or strike my video, then I understand, lol. However, this is not what you think it is. Yes, it's legit gameplay on DiVE on Switch, both docked and handheld, yet no, it's not on normal Switch OS. It's on Android. See, here's how my brain works. I have my Switch in my bag doing nothing except collecting dust somehow. Yes, collecting dust while it's inside a thick enclosed bag inside a drawer. And give up towards the idea of freeing it from its shackles. Cough cough, jailbreak it, cough cough. I don't want to buy stuff and let it sit there do nothing. I gotta give it more purpose. Especially since I got no money for buying new games. Actually, especially since I got a PC which could satisfy me in ways the consoles fail at. You know, ports, modding, freedom. You get the drill. So good old Uncle Google to the rescue, and it turns out I can quad boot, yes you heard me right, quad boot on my Switch. Official OS, backup OS, switch root Android 10, and Ubuntu. Wasn't cheap since I had to upgrade my microSD from 128 to 512 gigs. Wanted 1 tera from the spatial real estate, yet they vanished off of the face of my country. At the time I'd be doing all the fun stuff. Big bro Nintendo needs to learn and understand that pleasing customers by giving them what they want is always best for business. And on that, when doing all this raises the prices of even used Switches. So it's a win-win. Anyway, back to RxD. At some point, I wanted to test the limits of what's between me hands. So, after emulation work, came the notion of installing and attempting to run RxD. Results, you can see for yourself. And if you ain't watched the vid, just listening to it. What are you doing? Watch the vid! At max graphics, it's running on varying FPS, so not 60 all the way through. Grind on it isn't hard at all, but the grind in itself is though. Otherwise, there are a few hiccups here and there, which you'll see in a bit. Overall, the game is fully functional, so there you go. Okay, it's not the experience you wanted, but it's close enough. It's on the Switch, and with controller and screen and all, but nah, it's still not Switch OS, i.e. it's not officially running on official means. Frankly, not to purposely hamper expectations, I don't see that much a future where Capcom decides to release RxD on Switch, let alone other consoles, since it's mostly a mobile game. Granted that microtransactions aren't new to the console game market. Besides, what's been irking me ever since its launch with controller support is a lack of in-game navigation using the same bloody controller instead of touch or mouse keyboard. Like, come on, even some mobile games have that, so it should be a given at this point. Now we're about to launch DiVE, not for the first time because it has everything on it, but let's just see how long it actually takes to launch. Because I'm trying to prove a point here, that this is not the greatest way to, you know, play DiVE on a big screen. I shall let this play out. This is literally it. This is literally uncut, live, straight away, just everything. And pay attention to the loading times. Pay attention to like how long all this takes. And you know, just for like, I guess, entertainment, I will, or just to showcase the fact that, hey, you know, this is my, this is all live. I might as well just do this. Bunch of whoa. I guess it crashed. That's also something to be expected. Alright. I guess it crashed. Let's try this again. Again, this is all uncut. Actually, let's just skip the whole text thing. It might actually help if I do. So let's see. Let's wait for it. Yep. Skip this. Okay. let's just see. It's connecting to the servers. Okay. Actually, I'm not gonna touch anything. Just let it do its thing. Alright. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, it's taken a while. Normally, the slowest device that I have, in terms of like that is a mobile device, is my first generation iPad Pro. It's able to run DiVE, but it's not this slow. I can tell you that for sure. When it comes to loading, like this menu right here, it's not this slow. It's like way faster. Like right now, if I were to boot up my iPad first gen, even though it's like right now asleep because it has low battery. If I were to boot up DiVE right now on it, it will. We have already reached like the main menu. But yeah, this is like I like to see like this is all long. I'm not doing a single thing. I'm not touching a single thing. It is taking this long. But I'm gonna let you guys experience this. I'm not gonna fast forward this because I just want to give you like the authentic feel as how slow this is. Unless this has to do with the fact that this Android version that I've installed, which is I believe is Android 10, but yeah, as much as it is Android 10, there's probably a newer version which I don't know if I tried looking for like updates, but I didn't find any updates, so I guess I make do with this. And pay close attention to this like circular animation right here, because yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but we'll see from here. And what I mean by happen is we'll see if it's gonna happen or not. I'll let you know. But yeah, even here it's freaking freezing. Okay, yeah, it's frozen right now, and apparently that's normal. Then it's frozen here, and I just wonder like if there was a way for you to see like the logs of like all the scripts that's going on behind the game. I would love to see what it's trying to do that's causing the game right now currently to freeze like this. But don't worry, it will play. Like if I turn the music on, you would hear the music loop a bunch of times. But I turn it off because I want to like edit stuff in and stuff like that. That's why. So I don't want like two audio files mixing into each other. It sounds weird and cringe and stupid, and you know, not in low quality. Yeah, low quality. Okay, but yeah, again, still live. It's frozen at the moment until you know it comes back. Even when downloading new data, by the way, if you made an update to this game and you download new data, even that there's a bunch of freezes. I wish I recorded that, but I didn't have the greatest setup to do so, like right now. So yeah, I would have showcased how terrible it is, but when an update does happen, I will showcase it in like a future DiVE video. Man, it's nearly 5 minutes long. There we go. Okay, and yeah. And then we'll hit with the usual menu. Oh, actually, never mind. Okay, we'll skip the menu, I guess. But yeah, yeah, it took that long. Now let's try this in docked mode, see if there's any slight difference. So I'll see you in me placing it in docked mode. Okay, this is me just inserting the switch. Here's the game. Let's just insert it in. And there you go. Yeah, but now I have to do a little bit of a cut, or I might have censored this because again, face reveal in the future. But anyway, let's just where's the mouse? There it is. Let's go back. Right, and let's boot up from scratch. Technically speaking, this is going to be a bit censored as well, but yeah. But trust that at least this time, it's gonna be heavily censored. This is gonna be heavily censored. Like you won't be able to see much of a massive area around the screen. You only get to see like just the bottom parts. I don't know. We'll see. Because again, face reveal and stuff in the future, not now. Man, I ordered freaking food and they're late. Are they late? I've ordered this I ordered the food. No, they're not late. But they're sure. The thing is, I'm not gonna mention names because in fear of like false sponsorships or whatever, you know, because again, I ain't sponsored when I, you know, eat certain stuff from certain places. But there's this one particular restaurant here that is pretty famous, has multiple branches, and yet they couldn't afford proper delivery. They couldn't afford a proper delivery system. They just afford a bunch of branches, but the last thing that they care about is how many cars they can afford to make sure that the order arrives on its time. So they give you a freaking time of 1 bloody stinking hour, which is ridiculous. Like that's for what? For like a sandwich and fries? I just ordered a sandwich and fries. Oh wow, it actually was a little bit faster there, but we'll see when we go into like the actual menu. But yeah, all I ordered, yeah, I know I'm being off topic, but I'm just gonna kill the boredom here. Like my advice would be focus on the delivery system first. When you get the hang of that, then focus on making more branches and stuff like that. Because yeah, but I swear, I kid you not, if I were to go to the restaurant right now, like to the nearest branch that is close to me, I will find a whole freaking huge car queue outside of the thing. And if I were to go inside the restaurant, the janitor would tell me to not enter because there's so much huge traffic. Like last time, I thought it would be a great idea for us not to wait in the long freaking car queue for the drive-in. So I was like, hey, let me park on the side and then walk straight to the door and then go inside the restaurant and order from within the restaurant. Yeah, upon going to the door, I kid you not, the janitor was like, he was looking at me, he was like, and he just waved his hand, he was like, no, we're closed. And I look inside, I see a crowd of people, and the branch was like so tiny, so it was claustrophobic as hell in there. I was like, how the frick? And then there was like 3 dudes also waiting outside, waiting for a chance to get in as well. And I was like, yeah, you know what, just screw it. I might as well go get from a different, brand, a different restaurant altogether. But yeah. Okay, so as you can see, like if you look at the background a little bit, it was stuttery, it was like laggy a little bit there. But yeah, it's like right now. But yeah, this is the boot time. I guess it's a little bit more faster, because it's given more oomph from the dock power, I guess, because it's being plugged to power. Even then, I don't really think it would matter much. And yeah, I think that's a good enough showcase of it, being booted up. So yeah. All in all, if you want to do it, then you gotta do your own search, as I don't want to compromise since I'm still a small channel, lol. Was it all worth it though? For me, it was, since I find gratifying the things I accomplish, but I don't know about you, so experiences may vary. In any case, the thing itself is beautiful, alright, let's just be honest. And at the end of the day, you're just running Android on this thing, so there's a lot more plenty of things you can do on it other than just, play RxD all day, because, come on, you can install other games, and with a few number of mappings and stuff, be good to go to do as much as you please. Besides, you do forget that I said I run Ubuntu, right? However, about that, see, because of how limited the hardware of the Nintendo Switch is, and how this version of Ubuntu is also limited and you can't really do everything you can because Arch and whatnot. I don't know much in depth about Linux, so don't really quote on me on this yet. Installing Steam on this thing is not going to work, so trying to get RxD on the Ubuntu is not gonna work. I'm pretty sure even getting a running Android emulator within Ubuntu within the Nintendo Switch is also a no-go either. So the only thing Ubuntu is useful for in this case would be for browsing the internet with one of the oldest forms of Chromium you've got, making documents, and emulating GameCube games using Dolphin. But other than that, yeah, that's really basically as much as you want to do on Ubuntu. But on Android, there's much more freedom for you, so there's that. And the performance isn't that bad on Android than, in Ubuntu. Ubuntu, there are a few number of hiccups here and there, but newer versions do get released though, don't get me wrong. Yeah, our main focus is on Android because that's where RxD is being played, so yeah. I mean, just imagine it. A game like this on a big screen would be brilliant. I mean, I already explained this in but at the same time, there's a little bit of a problem that has yet to be fixed because, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a mobile game, right? It's the fact that there is no way to navigate the bloody freaking menu. Like here's this product connected Bluetooth, and there's no way to navigate the menu. The only way to do this is if you use a mouse pointer, mouse cursor for... It's kind of weird. That's why I have this keyboard right there, just in case you need to type something, which, by the way, that keyboard is fantastic. It's comfortable. And, you know, it's cheap and all, but it's very comfortable for me, and I really like it. Don't at me. But, like, it's really cool, you know, to, like, look at this, play this on, like, a big screen and stuff. Granted that this TV is a technically no-brand TV, it's Wansa, but what's Wansa, right? But also, this is 720 at 60 frames, so it'd be really cool if they managed to find a way to add like some form of like navigation menu for this thing, like every other normal game, where, you know, if you want to go from dive to capsule, you just move down instead of using a mouse pointer, because consoles didn't have, you know, a mouse and keyboard attached to them. They gave you a bloody controller and that's it, that's what you worked with. But it's really strange. But at the same time, gameplay on this is really good. I mean, if you were to ignore any, you know, connections, because at the end of the day, this isn't really Android. Like, it's not like, you know, as powerful as your own Android phone. Let's just keep it that way. At least, you know, it does the job. It does the job well. But yeah, I mean, it'll be, like I said, it'll be really cool and amazing if we reach a point where XDive can be played on the big screen, and with, you know, or at least on Nintendo Switch. You know, it doesn't have to be on console, on like, you know, PS5 or Series X. But if we manage to get, you know, some way, shape, or form, because at the end of the day, PC is PC, right? But let's see, we're hopeful for a future where it possibly could hit the Nintendo Switch, you know, at least any hints. But yeah, something I forgot to add. If I were to do this on my 4K screen, for whatever bloody stinking reason of which I do not exactly know how, the dock is capable of outputting this bad boy onto 4K. Now the reason why we can't see it on this screen is because as much as this TV screen is 1080p, it's not like those TVs which demand an output. Like, for example, it auto-assigns an output from like a device or from like a console or something to output at 4K, for example. Pretty sure my TV is 8K, but I'm just gonna go with 4K just because most of my devices are able to do 4K. Yeah, but for example, on when I plugged my PC onto my 4K TV outside the living room, it forced it to output at 4K. However, if I were to plug it here on this TV, it only did 1080p. This TV is like an acceptor. It just accepts whatever output the device outputs. Now, you'd think the dock would output the Android emulation or whatever's going on here as 1080p, but strangely it does not. It's 720p. Even the TV itself, it says that it's 720p. Now, I don't have the remote because the remote is actually broken. So the way I function the TV is by the side buttons. But yeah. But at the end of the day, look, this is running Android, right? It's not running its own OS. It's not on Linux because, again, this is ARM64, which is the Ubuntu that I've installed on this thing because that's what's supported on this bloody Switch, because Switch root. So I technically cannot play Steam games, and I'm pretty sure that also includes, you know, XDive on Linux. But the thing is, at the end of the day, look, you can do as much as you can do in Linux, as much as you can do on here, because, I mean, look at it. You can do basically relatively anything and everything, and you can emulate and stuff like that. This is probably the reason why, like I said, Nintendo could, you know, shut down this video or remove it. And if they do, I'll have to like re-edit it and make sure I remove like or censor some apps. But if they don't, well, I mean, it's like I said, you can basically make your Nintendo Switch much more expensive and much more entertaining and useful than what it currently is, which should be a positive for, you know, Nintendo. But then again, you know, we'll see. As for Capcom, if they were to censor this, well, it's understandable because they may have been planning on doing something similar to this in the future. Which, I mean, it hasn't really stopped them from people who emulate on PC, but even then... Wait, someone's looking for help. Okay, I know. Who's the dingus wad who needs help? Hold on. Okay, this guy's looking for help. Okay, let's see your details. Oh, wow. Even this takes a while. Damn. Okay. Hey, yo, that's kind of neat. Okay. Yeah, alright. So I was just curious. I'm not really like heavily invested into like looking into people. I'm just trying to see like how bad is this going to load, and wow, yeah, it's pretty bad. What's the other 146? I need help, bruh. You need help with a freaking, I guess, a co-op stage or something, or is that? I have no idea. But yeah, and because we're on the topic of DiVE, where am I currently? I'm currently this much, and in terms of equipment and weapons, I am this much until I make an actual proper RxD video. I just got this yesterday after doing a 10 pull, yesterday being the 10th of June. And here are the new weapons that I honestly do not give much of a damn about anymore. I care about this guy, but I'm pretty thankful for what I have. The swords, Nightmare is still, I guess, the top best. In terms of sprays, the Elec spray, it's decent. This one is, I'm looking to get this hopefully in the future. We'll see. So yeah, that's my current collection for weapons. Let's go back again. So yeah, here's my current collection of weapons. And something new about these two is the fact that now they've included like a new little thing, which of course if you don't watch my content, you just play the game without watching my content. But let me just show you. They included this thing, which is stupidly, crazily overpowered. And it's pretty nuts. And it gave me a free armor, which is, and by free armor I mean a free X armor, which is basically my boy Sax. Where is he? It gave me him, so I'm pretty thankful for this. And I also got, new characters as well. I got Base yesterday. I got him as well, which was pretty weird. And I got Ultimate Armor Command Mission X, which is, all the rage because he's pretty OP in certain situations and also pretty helpful in Jacob. So yeah, I'll be doing much more grinding, and I'll see where I go from there because honestly, I really at least 25. At least 25, because that's the extent that I could humanly do at the moment. If I can go higher, if I can find a potential way that I can go a bit more higher than this amount, then I shall. Otherwise, this game really, 15 minutes, the maximum I take to finish all these dailies, right? But they are the longest 15 minutes of my life, and don't ask me how that makes any sense, but if you understand how having so much work to do whilst time elongates or time accelerates at some weird metaphysical rate, then you'll understand when I say that 15 minutes grinding on this bloody freaking mobile game is excruciatingly long. I bet Genshin Impact is much more fun than this. No, I haven't played Genshin Impact, but I'm just like, no offense still, because the Mega Man X and it being a gacha game just doesn't work that out. Like, but again, they're compensating for the losses they've received for having made the Mega Man franchise in its entirety. For having the Mega Man franchise in its entirety being the bottom of the barrel compared to Resident Evil, Street Fighter, and speaking of Street Fighter, and Devil May Cry. Like, Mega Man has been hit the worst, and it just makes me feel terrible because I really love this game. A lot of others also love this, the Mega Man franchise. But oh well, we can talk in length as how much we love Mega Man franchise, but it is what it is. Man, there's so much lag. Before we leave, speaking about more lag, even this can be hit with lag. Just saying. When I tried to boot this up the first time, it took a while. And then I guess it managed to, because I guess it's trying to load up, the necessary needed data and stuff to showcase. Like how when you load up a new character, for example, let's go for example to good old Via, because he's finally a character, and I don't think I will get. But actually, let's go to Dr. Light actually, because that place is kind of cool. Even this is laggy. All of this is pretty laggy. Like I said, this is not, the greatest way to play DiVE on the Switch. But yeah, I was talking about this. Like, this happens in the background whilst I'm loading the website thing. Yeah, Via is pretty corrupted, but yeah. But that was just talking about, but yeah. But finally, we got Via as a character, and so now we can play as Riku, Via, and Gate is back. I'll speak in length about the new characters in the appropriate video, but yeah. Anyway, I guess that is it. Thank you guys for watching this. I mean, that's considering if I'm gonna put this at the very end or something. But yes, I will continue to grind this, and then when I find the opportunity to actually sit down and actually make a proper recording, because of course, story mode is pretty difficult. But, oh my god, the lag. Actually, let me double check. Is story mode actually difficult this time around? It kind of is, yeah. I will just continue grinding until I reach a point where I can beat this, and the hard mode of, I guess, the jungle area forest. And then, you know, we'll continue from there, because I want to not just level up as much as possible, I want to also increase my poder. So yeah, and there is that. Yeah. And there you have it, folks. That's RxD right in front of you. I mean, that's as close as we're possibly going to get. And again, if you want to do it yourself, you gotta do the research yourself. And as always, because always, take care and stay safe, and peace! A little bit of a FYI. I tried to run the Steam version of DiVE on PS4 PSX IT Arch, basically Linux for PS4. Sadly, I got presented with this little cute pop-up right in front of our eyes. Yeah, no thank you!